What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this video marks a very special occasion. It is the first time there's ever been boobs in a thumbnail on my channel, at least that didn't belong to me. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about what they call sexy streamers, booby streamers, that kind of thing. Specifically, this particular young lady by the name of Zoe Berger. We're going to talk about her quite a bit. Now, before we get started on this topic, I want you to understand my personal opinion first, which is pretty different from what I normally do. I am not offended by sexuality in any way. I like sexual content in my YouTube videos. I like it in my books, in my music. I like it in my videos. I like it in my video games. I like it in movies and television series. I like to look at both beautiful men and beautiful women. I don't mind objectifying them. I understand that I'm ugly, but I don't mind being objectified in a sexual way. It does not bother me in any possible way. And in my honest opinion, if you've got good looks, if you've got a body that people are attracted to, you should use that for whatever purposes you want to use it for. If it feels good and it makes you happy, you should do it. And if you have a consenting adult that wants to do it with you, you should probably do that too. I'm not going to be offended by it. I'm not going to object to it. In fact, I might even like to watch. So if you're some sort of Puritan that is offended easily by these types of things, you're not going to like the rest of this video. The back button and the dislike button are located here and there. So very recently, a YouTuber by the name of Zoe Berger has been gaining incredible traction here, streaming via the YouTube service. And she's doing this because she has a unique set of talents. She's quite beautiful, she's quite entertaining to watch, and she's not afraid to show off her body. In fact, whenever she gets a kill in her favorite video game, which seems to be the Call of Duty series, she will do as much as sexy dancing, twerking, things along that lines, quite often with her body pretty well revealed. I would put in a little bit of footage here for you to see what I'm talking about, but I don't want this video to be demonetized. It probably will be anyway, but I don't want to encourage that kind of behavior. Now, a lot of people are actually expecting her to get banned here on YouTube, and some people are actually calling for it. And what makes that really interesting is she is a previously banned Twitch streamer. She was banned from the Twitch format because of the way she dresses and the way that she acts on stream, basically notably because she does things in a very sexual manner, and she looks very sexy while she's doing it, while dressing in a sexually provocative way, and that is absolutely against the terms of services over there at Twitch. So she's definitely not allowed on Twitch. And once again, here's where I remind you that Twitch is a private company that can decide to censor anyone or anything however they want to on the Twitch service and not offer them partnership or revoke that partnership or not allow them to broadcast through the process. Anyway, they could ban me tomorrow for being fat, for having curly hair, for swearing too much on screen, or just because they don't like me. That's entirely up to them. In fact, I expect it to happen eventually. Twitch has a history of banning this type of streamer, what they call the booby streamer, or the girl who basically plays with a lot of cleavage and takes up a large majority of the screen. And these women are quite often made fun of, they're picked on, partially because of the good looks, partially because they're violating terms of service, and partially because they're blurring the line between, some of the adult streaming websites and Twitch. Twitch is supposed to be about video games, not about porn. The porn streaming websites, those are supposed to be the porn. And obviously one of the reasons Twitch bans these types of people because it's not advertiser friendly, which is a phrase you've been hearing a lot of on YouTube over the last month, is that kind of dress, is that kind of behavior, is that kind of sexually provocative entertainment advertiser friendly? Well, I don't know about you, but I've watched a lot of very, very sexy shows that have a lot of good advertisers in between. That's my personal take on it, but YouTube and Twitch may disagree. Over the last month, we've seen YouTube demonetizing a lot of videos that were not considered to be advertiser friendly because you even mentioned the word sex as a keyword or in the video, and it came out in the little transcript, automated transcript, or certainly in the topic or the video or the sexualized thumbnails. If they are removing those kinds of videos, why are they not removing this person from the streaming service? And I think this is where it gets interesting. Twitch is in a position where it can ban as many streamers as it wants. It is in a very dominant position where the majority of people will go through them to stream. YouTube is in a very fledgling stage right now. And if they've got a streamer that is even kind of violating the rules just a little bit, but still drawing 10,000 viewers on a Friday or Saturday night the way this girl is, there's really no reason to ban her unless she's glaringly breaking the rules. I do not doubt for a second that if she rips a bong hit, or if she injects heroin into her veins, or her top comes off, YouTube Gaming will ban her immediately. But as it is right now, the types of behavior that she's distributing or exhibiting, like showing her cleavage or showing her buttocks or dressing in a very beautiful and attractive way, none of these things are bannable offenses. I don't think Twitch should have banned it. I don't think YouTube should ban it. I think it's perfectly within the realm of acceptability, and let me explain why. As a product of the 80s or 90s, I remember a period of time where women were shamed for being sexual creatures. In the 80s and 90s, I remember when the girls in my high school were shamed for dressing in even a remotely provocative way. We had a dress code at our school that if a skirt was not an inch below her knee, it's something she couldn't wear to school. I lived in a very repressive part of the country at a very repressive time in American history. I fought to help change that. I think sexuality is great. I think using your sexuality and enjoying your sexuality is great. And it doesn't matter if it's what we consider to be average or a deviant in some way. You're just enjoying life the way you were meant to enjoy it. If you're not hurting somebody else, let me stress that again, if you're not harming someone else in the process, have fun, man. Just do what you want to do. I think if a beautiful woman wants to stream on YouTube or Twitch and show her cleavage, she has every right to do that. The same way a beautiful man who gets dressed up and does his hair and shaves his face perfectly and shaves his chest and bares his chest for the stream, I believe these people should be allowed to do that kind of thing if that's something they want to do. And if it were up to me, YouTube and Twitch would never ban that type of thing. They would actually attempt to encourage it and definitely protect it. And yes, there are a lot of arguments against that, and that's why I realize that's my opinion. It's not a popular opinion. But one of the most popular arguments against that is because when a woman chooses to do that, it makes it more difficult on streams for other women who choose not to do that to be successful. But when I hear that argument, I just shake my head because I know what I look like, and I have to compete with the types of Markiplier and Felix and Jacksepticeye and every other beautiful male YouTuber, and certainly they're kicking my ass in part because of how they look. And so, I mean, that's just part of life. Another argument I hear is that people find it to be offensive, and here's the thing. I find a lot of things to be offensive. I don't watch the things I find to be offensive. If I found this to be offensive, I wouldn't watch it. That's definitely the best way to handle it. Don't watch the things that you don't like to watch. Let other people enjoy them if they want to, though. But what I do agree with is that YouTube has the right at any time to change their mind and ban this streamer or anybody else. They also have the choice of simply not putting advertisements next to this particular streamer, but still allowing them on the website. I think that's a much better way to handle it, and it does seem to be how they're handling all the other types of content here on YouTube. If they don't agree with it, they just won't put ads on it, or if they think advertisers will be offended by it, they just won't put ads on it. They're not banning it most of the time, and that is something it's nice that YouTube is doing. I prefer that. It's okay to demonetize, even if it hurts the creator. It's okay. I guess I can get over it. It's a hell of a lot better than banning them because you don't like what they're doing. But the message I want you to take from this is don't be afraid to put yourself out there, whether you're beautiful or you're skinny. Don't let other people tell you what you should and shouldn't do with the body that you have and the desires you have. As long as you're not harming anybody else, let me accentuate that again. As long as you're not harming anybody else, you should pretty much be able to do whatever the hell it is you want to do with your sexual body parts, your non-sexual body parts, your brain, your mind, your mouth. That's my personal opinion. I really, really hate it when anybody steps on that. And if they step on this young girl and have her removed from the website, I think it's going to be a real shame. The problem with having this opinion is it could be a little bit hypocritical because sometimes I do complain about some of the content here on YouTube, and I probably always will. Some of the stuff that I think is harmful specifically, maybe some of the drama channels, maybe some of the cyberbullying that picks on people and drives them away from the website. I will definitely complain about that from time to time, and I can see where it could be considered hypocritical, but and the reason I've stressed it so often is because I don't like the content that harms other people. Having your cleavage out, I think that's harmless. And that's my opinion on this whole topic about women in general when it comes to streaming and video games and that type of thing. And this marks the first time I've done an opinion piece in a really long time, mostly because I find it very difficult, the backlash that comes with it and some of the people it attracts. But I think I'm doing okay right now, and I think it's okay to do this kind of video, and I just really, really wanted to. I wanted to put my opinion before the thing I wanted to talk about instead of the other way around, putting my opinion last. Because on this topic, I think my opinion is more interesting at least to me, than it is about what's actually happening. But I don't know. I would love to know what you think. If you agree with my opinion or you disagree with my opinion, if you just like the fact that I made this type of content, drop a like down there below. Let me know in the comment section whether you think I'm right or wrong. And if you do think I'm right, give me a nice positive tweet. I would love to hear that. If you think creating this type of content is something you would want to see, I definitely would use that constructive feedback. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again very soon, provided the people that don't hate this video don't kill us.
Come on now, let's play some Call of Duty.